Welcome everyone, to the blessing ceremony, of our Druid symbols and sigils. So, what makes all these symbols so important anyway? To most people they are just a piece of jewelry. But to someone with a spiritual eye, someone with a trained eye, someone who's connected to spirit, the meaning goes very deep, spiritual, and to the very soul of one's being. Let's go through their meanings, for those that don't know. The Druid Cross. The Druid Cross is a cross with a circle around the point of intersection. It represents the four elements fire, water, earth, and air. The symbol shows how these elements must coexist to maintain the balance of nature. The symbol also represents the four directions on a compass: north, south, west, and east. The symbol also represents the four seasons, and the four parts of the day. The circle signifies continuity, and how all four arms of the cross must be present for there to be continuity, so the cycle of nature repeats continuously to sustain the earth forever. Rhiannon's Cross. This cross was handmade by a Druid in North Vancouver. It is made of wood, and filled with crystals to heighten Rhi's mental abilities. Then sealed with a high-gloss material. There is black tourmaline with a chakra alignment rooted in vitality, which is grounding, stability, patience, loyalty, security, and prosperity. There is phoenix turquoise. There is heart, love, trust, healing, equanimity, compassion, and connection. The throat is communication, purpose, truth, artistry, and service. Uriel's Cross. This cross was handmade by a Druid in North Vancouver. It is made of wood, and filled with crystals to heighten Uriel's mental abilities. There is black tourmaline, chakra alignment, its root is vitality, grounding, stability, patience, loyalty, security, and prosperity. There is tiger's eye, chakra alignment is root, sacral, and solar plexus. With a root, vitality, grounding, stability, patience, loyalty, security, and prosperity. The sacral is creativity, joy, adaptability, sensuality, fertility, pleasure, and sexuality. The solar is power, confidence, charisma, strong will, humor, leadership, and mental clarity. Enochian Sigil of Protection. The Enochian Sigil of Protection is a powerful symbol. It is used to ward off negative energy, evil spirits, and many forms of psychic attack. Protection sigils are used as a form of magic because of the energy we surround ourselves with every day. We interact with people on a daily basis, and each person we encounter can influence us based on their energy and emotional state. The energy we are surrounded by can affect our well-being, leading to energy contamination. This can lead to stress, bad mood, and problems with our health. It is also a representation of one's connection to nature and one's spiritual path. This pendant aids in one's desire for holy enlightenment and union while offering protection from outside influences during any ceremonial rite. The outside ring of the talisman reads, "I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, I am that I am." I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, symbolical for the macrocosm and microcosm, which is an ancient Greek Neoplatonic Gnostic view of the secret patterns of our universe in which nature, man, and all life are alchemically reproduced in all levels of the cosmos, from the largest scale, macrocosm or universe level, all the way down to the smallest scale, microcosm or subatomic or even metaphysical level. As above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. I am that I am, is more than a sacred name. It is an empowerment. It is a scientific formula. When you recite that name with faith and love, the Creator releases energy as a stupendous waterfall of light to heal mind, heart, and soul. I am that I am means simply but profoundly as above, so below. The Creator is affirming, I am here below that which I am above. When you say, I am that I am, you are affirming that the Creator is where you are. In effect, you are saying, as the Creator is in heaven, so the Creator is on earth within me. Right where I stand, the Creator is. I am that I am. Inside the talisman tetragrammaton which represents the initials Y.H.V.H, the sacred name of the Creator. AGLA is the Creator is mighty forever. AGLA was considered a name of the Creator by magicians of the Middle Ages and appeared in magical formulas for everything from protection to flying. By Renaissance times, the formula was a common inscription for amulets and talismans. AGLA is used in its short form in a number of apotropaic circle-making formulas. The Golden Dawn used it as the Creator name of the North Quarter in the Lesser Banishing Ritual, representing Earth, and in the GRP to represent the passive elements of water and earth. Agla also appears in Masonic lore, and some Masonic scholars have suggested that AGLA was a substitution for that word which was lost, a primordial name of the Creator or magical incantation which may represent the Tetragrammaton. The flame in cup is Adar, sacred fire, eternal flame. The Adar is the sacred fire of the Zoroastrians, Parsis. The fire symbolizes purity, the essence of life, and the presence of the Creator. Astrological symbols: Mars, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, Moon, Venus. The center triangle and circle with hexagram and five-pointed star combination of sigillum dei meth seal of the truth of the Creator, which is a seal used to protect the workings from outside influences, and the hermetic seal of light, quintessence, the synthesis of alchemy. This symbol dates back to the Bronze Age, and possibly before. The Aun. Pronounced Aon. The Aun symbol invokes Aun, an inspirational figure that appears in dreams, and the artistic and creative individuals influenced by Aun act as if they are in a spiritual trance. By invoking the power of Aun, which is the energies of the universe and everything in it, big or small, individuals can inspire creativity in themselves, which is divine guidance, and it allows for the flow of energy into the mind, body, and soul for an awakening that can inspire knowledge and wisdom within individuals. To get into this trance-like state of mind, and connect with the gods and the universal vibrations of everything and anything in the universe, a druid will chant over and over with Aon. Everyone has their own pitch or tone, that causes their own body to vibrate, and they must find that pitch or tone to connect to this universal energy. Aon is a Welsh, Cornish and Breton word for inspiration. Neo-Druids define Aon as flowing energy, or a force that flows with the essence of life. It also appears in the third stanza of the national anthem of Wales. The three rays of light represent three divisions of the soul, which are mind, body, and spirit. It also represents land, sea, and sky. It also represents the underworld, middle world, and upper world. It also represents love, wisdom, and truth. It also represents nature, knowledge, and truth. The three circles surrounding the symbol indicate the cyclical and timeless nature of these trinities as well as the three circles of creation. It also represents the circle of life with you at its center. Aon is chanted out loud or intoned silently within the soul, and is made up of three sounds, A-O-N. The A sound opens you to life, evokes joy and purpose, and radiates power and creativity. The O sound expands, continues, and disseminates the energy and power you have opened to, allowing it to blossom. The N sound completes the process, creates the boundary, the containment, and both grounds and gives birth to all that the previous two sounds have inspired and generated. Rhiannon's Aon. This Aon was handmade by a druid in North Vancouver. It is made of wood, and filled with crystals to heighten Rhi's mental abilities. It has lapis lazuli for the chakra alignment of the third eye. It gives spiritual awareness, vision, intuition, dreams, insight, perception, and clairvoyance. Uriel's Aon. This Aon was handmade by a druid in North Vancouver. It is made of wood, and filled with crystals to heighten Uriel's mental abilities. It has chrysocolla. For the heart it gives love, trust, healing, equanimity, compassion, and connection. For the throat it gives communication, purpose, truth, artistry, and service. It also has pyrite, which gives to the solar plexus chakra the abilities of power, confidence, charisma, strong will, humor, leadership, and mental clarity. These talismans are made of wood to connect us for grounding to the earth itself. Made from some of the oldest trees, going back several hundreds of years, to bring us their wisdom. To do the blessing ceremony of the symbols, Rhiannon and Uriel had to find a quiet place where they would not be disturbed by the public during the ceremony. This was a tough decision to make. Why? Well, for starters, neither of them drive because they both are on disability. So they couldn't just drive out to nature in the middle of nowhere. So where then could they do this? They found a labyrinth of stones and a gazebo down by the Bow River bike trails. It felt right, because all the stones for one made a circle. Not only that, but each and every one of them was hand-painted with love and happiness and positive energy. So the energy of the area felt right. Also in the labyrinth was plants here and there breathing life into the circle. The area was built with positivity, love, and the hard work of many volunteers from many different organizations in the Cochrane community. It just had so much of the right energy to be a place for them to have their blessing ceremony. But what about the issue of the possibility of the public disturbing the blessing ceremony? Rhiannon and Uriel decided they would get up with the sunrise, and do the ritual as early in the morning as they could. And that is exactly what they did. To do the ceremony, Rhiannon and Uriel would need a wand, to cast the circle of the ceremony, and to uncast the circle at the end of the ceremony. But they did not have a wand. Uriel was walking home one day, and a stick fell from a tree and landed right on top of his left shoe. Thinking nothing of it, he kicked it off onto the sidewalk. Then a loud voice spoke into his mind. It was his spirit guide. His grandmother Rose. She said, "Pick it up. This will become your wand." Then Uriel heard another voice. One he has never heard before. He felt tingling. He felt warmth and love. The female elemental voice said to him, "A wand from nature, to be used in nature, has been given to you this day. It is given to you by the gods themselves. Use it wisely. For you were born to be a leader. You were born to do great things. Now pick it up and go forth, young Druid apprentice, and learn the ways of old. Be awakened, and go forth into the world." Uriel took the stick provided to him home and sat in the courtyard between his two apartment buildings. Some people jokingly asked him if he was making a wand. When they realized Uriel was actually seriously making one, they all became very supportive. A man with experience in carpentry gave him some tips on how to go about it. A woman gave Uriel some sandpaper. Another woman gave Uriel some black cherry stain. Another man suggested many layers of high-gloss clear coat. There was positive energy going into the wand, not just from Uriel, but his apartment community as well. Uriel got the wand so perfectly sanded and balanced, he could put it on one finger and balance it without it falling over. It was obvious that this wand was meant for his hand only. After about a week, the wand was complete. Uriel let another pagan woman hold it, who was much older than himself. She said it was very warm with energy she could feel, that comes from the earth, and it was absolutely right for Uriel. Uriel didn't know it at the time of making the wand, but it came from one of the oldest trees in Cochrane. Its roots in the earth are strong, and the energy from the earth itself is now sealed into his wand also, for him to take with him wherever he may go. Next, Rhiannon and Uriel had to gather up items that were required for the ceremony. They needed items to call to the spirit of the Hawk of the East. To do this they needed flower petals. So they went and gathered some wild flowers around the community. A true story about how the forces of evil and dark are always present. Something happened to Rhiannon and Uriel on the day they were going to do their ceremony. They were walking towards their destination, when Uriel's spirit guide yelled, "Stop!" Uriel asked, "What's wrong?" The flowers that were perfectly fine when left home, were now cursed. They were brown, rotten, and falling apart. They were fine only minutes ago. There is in no way Rhiannon and Uriel could have known. They thanked Rose, and threw out the rotted and cursed flowers, and replaced them with new ones freshly picked, thanking the gods for watching over them and their ceremony they would be doing as soon as they reached their location. If Rose didn't warn them, they would have not been able to do their ceremony with the cursed rotted flowers. This is an example of how life blesses us, when you are connected to spirit. things will go in the directions that they were meant to be. A person not connected to spirit would have had to deal with everything being cancelled and booked another day with frustration and heartache. It is a good thing that Rhiannon and Uriel have their ancestors looking out for them. For south they need items to call forth the great stag. To do so, they need fire. So they bought some incense of sage, dragon's blood, and lavender. They also bought some lotus flower holders to put the incense sticks into. For west they need items to call forth the great salmon of the sacred pool. To do so, they got a jar of flowing water out of the Bow River rapids nearby. The moving water of the Bow River is full of life and energy from the mountain elements nearby, and all the energies of wildlife along the way to their town. For north they needed items to call forth the Great Bear. Some of you would know it as the star constellation known as the Big Dipper. To do so they would need earth. Uriel filled a jar with soil from the riverbanks that has eroded away for centuries. He filled it also with moss from the ground, as well as very tiny pieces of tree roots that were sticking out of the cliff edges towards the river. He then shook the jar to mix all of that well together. They also bought colored electric candles, where they can make it yellow for air, red for fire, blue for water, and green for earth. They also placed one in center that was white. They also had 4 light strips that were in the shape of a plus sign in the center of the circle. They used a compass to make sure they were pointing exactly in the directions of north, south, east, and west. Lastly they got a bucket to put their symbols in, and can pass around to each element of the 4 corners during the blessing ceremony. Rhiannon and Uriel left home about 6 in the morning, and started walking towards the Bow River trails. It took them almost an hour to get to the location. When they arrived they rested for a brief moment. Then they started setting things up. As you can see from these photos, they set things up in the 4 corners, as well as in the middle on the floor. They put the flowers in a yellow candle to the east. They put the incense in a red candle to the south. They put the water in a blue candle to the west. And finally earth with a green candle to the north. Now the ceremony can begin.
By the power of star and stone,
by the power of land within and without,
by all that is fair and free,
we welcome our ancestors now to this blessing of our sacred symbols.
in the ancestral lines of our Morning Star family. We have gathered here today with our ancestors. Let us join hands.
Let us speak and take 3 breaths.
Together with the earth beneath us.
Together with sea around us.
Together with sky above us.
With the blessings of earth, sea, and sky, may our ceremony begin.
O Creator of all things, we greet you and honor you here today and ask for your blessing on this, our ceremony.
O Spirit of this place, Spirit of this circle, we ask for your blessings, your guidance, your inspiration on this, our ceremony.
I am Rhiannon. I am here and now.
I am Uriel. I am here and now.
Let us begin by giving peace to the quarters, for without peace can no work be.
May there be peace in the north.
May there be peace in the south.
May there be peace in the west.
May there be peace in the east.
May there be peace throughout the whole world.
Let us join in this prayer that unites all Druids, those of today as well as those of the past.
Grant, O Creator of all things, thy protection,
And in protection, strength,
and in strength, understanding,
and in understanding, knowledge,
and in knowledge, the knowledge of justice,
and in the knowledge of justice, the love of it,
and the love of it, the love of all existences,
and the love of all existences, the love of the Creator and all goodness.
Amen. 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 Let all disturbing thoughts be laid aside.
Circle of our horizon, of our lives and lands, of time and of the year, of the seasons and of goodness, of birth and growing, of dying and rebirth.
Now let us consecrate this circle with water and fire.
May the circle be blessed and purified with the element of water. May this circle be blessed and purified with the element of water. May this circle be blessed and purified with the element of water.
May our circle be purified and blessed with the element of fire. May our circle be blessed with the element of fire. May our circle be blessed with the element of fire.
The circle is now complete. I declare this is sacred time and sacred space.
Let the four directions be honored, that power and radiance may enter our circle for the good of all beings.
With the blessings of the hawk of the dawn soaring in the clear, pure air, we call upon the powers of the east.
With the blessing of the great stag and the heat of the chase and the inner fire of the sun, we call upon the powers of the south.
With the blessing of the salmon of wisdom, who dwells within the sacred waters of the pool, we call upon the powers of the west.
With the blessing of the Great Bear, of the starry heavens, and the deep, fruitful earth, we call upon the powers of the north.
May the harmony of our circle be complete.
May all spirits of directions, the Creator and ancestors, step forward for the blessing of these symbols presented before you.
With these flower petals, which represent air, may our symbols be blessed.
With this incense, which represents fire, let these symbols be blessed.
With this water taken from the Bow River, which represents the sacred waters of the pool, let these symbols be blessed.
With this soil taken from the earth below, let these symbols be blessed.
So as it is above, let it be below. So mote it be.
It is the hour of recall. As the radiance of the ceremony fades, let it remain as a light in our hearts. May our memory hold what the eye and ear have gained.
In the name of the Great Bear, of the starry heavens, and of the element of earth, we thank the powers of the north.
In the name of the salmon of wisdom and the element of water, we thank the powers of the west.
In the name of the great stag and the element of fire, we thank the powers of the south.
the name of the hawk of the dawn, of the element of air, we thank the power of the east.
May the harmony of the land be complete. May the blessing of the Creator of all things be always with us. We declare this ceremony, the blessings of our symbols, is now closed in the apparent world. May its inspiration continue within our beings.
The blessings of the symbols is now complete. As you can see on the floor next to the lights pointing out the directions with the white candle, there is a bucket. In this bucket is a pouch with all their symbols. There is the flowers with the blessings of air from the spirits and ancestors. There is the smoke from the incense blessing of fire from the spirits and ancestors. There is the water blessing from the spirits and ancestors. And there is the earth blessing from the spirits and ancestors as well. Only question now, is did it work? The talismans and sigil are now where they belong. To be worn by Druid apprentices starting the Bardic level. So did the blessings work? For those of you who believe in energy and auras, look at the top left of the photo. This is what happened when Uriel put them on. There is no light source on in the room he was in. He did not use a flash on the camera. You can see a string of gold spiritual energy entering Uriel, that only lasted a flash of a moment. If you blinked, you would have missed it. If you look at his hair below this flash of spiritual energy, it even cast light onto his hair for just a flash of a moment. It is a gold aura. Gold auras are very rare. The gold aura symbolizes that Uriel now has a soul contract with deep connection and purpose on this earth. He is to in old age become a great leader of some kind. That will be revealed to him when the time is right and chosen by the gods. The spirits of directions, the Creator, the ancestors, and etc., approved of the blessing, and are now connected to protect Uriel and Rhiannon in their journey of becoming druids. Not only that, but a contract to protect our souls from harm, help us connect better with nature, others, the earth, and the energies of the universe. There is still so much spiritual knowledge for them to gain, and to learn in their lifetime, always moving ahead, always learning, and always improving their life, and of those around them. Now as they move ahead, the universe will open up to them. The gods and universe are now listening. So what's next? Now Uriel and Rhiannon have to go out into a forest, and wait however long it takes for the elemental spirits there to come forward to them. Once they do, the spirits will ask each of us questions that we must truthfully answer from our soul and our hearts, no matter what that answer is. The gods, ancestors, druids of old, and elementals themselves will initiate us into the order of bards, ovates, and druids. It is not done by a person of the flesh. This is a journey we each must take on our own, without any aid from anyone else. We cannot move forward into the schooling we have, until each of us has had this awakening, an experience. Becoming a druid is not to be taken lightly. It is a commitment, a way of life, a connection, that is to be taken very seriously, and comes with great responsibility in doing your best, and doing your part, to help with the balance of all things, no matter how big, or how small they may be in the universe. Rhiannon and Uriel would love to thank everyone for watching this video, and they wish the many blessings of spirit upon you. Aon. And blessed be.